I didn't flinch when my sister spat those words. I'd endured worse from her, muttered across doorways, hissed over phones she thought I couldn't hear. But hearing it in open court, that was when my pulse finally began to slow. People assume shock makes your heart race. For me, it steadies it. I stood unmoving, hands calm, while she sneered as if I were a stain she could never scrub from the family. Just a homeless veteran, she said, as if years of service, deployments, and the nightmares that followed were meaningless compared to her ledger of imagined injuries. I didn't answer, because I hadn't come to argue. I came to finish. The folder in my hand was weightless, yet placing it on the judge's desk felt like dropping a brick into still water. Ripples spread, immediate, unstoppable. He read it, jaw tight, eyes colder than the fluorescent lights overhead. "Lock the doors," he said. After that, everything unfolded like a slow, controlled detonation. My sister hadn't always been the villain. There was a time she braided my hair before school, tied my boots before basic training, sent cheerful letters while I was deployed. She told everyone she was proud of her brave older sister, said it as if it were hers to claim. When I returned home with injuries and a discharge that ended my career early, she cried loud, performative sobs, the kind that sound like sympathy but smell like opportunity. I didn't see it at first. None of us did. It started small. VA checks arriving late, then not at all. Bills in my name for houses I'd never owned. Credit lines opened with forged signatures that looked too much like mine. I confronted her quietly once. She blamed identity thieves. Promised to fix it. I wanted to believe her, it was easier than admitting my own sister was draining me dry. Then I found the email she'd sent a friend. If she ends up on the street, that's on her. She's had her turn. My turn. Like life was a carousel, and she could push me off whenever she pleased. Something inside me shifted, not broken, just realigned. People imagine revenge as hot, impulsive. Mine was cold. I gathered everything silently, bank statements, property deeds, VA correspondence she had intercepted. I tracked forged signatures, every unauthorized withdrawal. Then I discovered the trust fund our grandmother had left, split equally on paper. For years, my sister had siphoned my share into a shell company in my name. That's when my anger transformed into something sharper. Not rage, but purpose. I hired an attorney who didn't flinch when I told him I wanted every detail documented, meticulously, so it couldn't be dismissed as family drama. We spent months assembling a quiet arsenal of truth. Meanwhile, I stayed silent. Let her mock me. Let Dad ignore me. Let Mom wring her hands, pretending not to notice the cracks widening in the family. They all assumed my silence meant defeat. But silence is strategy. With calm precision, I filed nothing until the day of her hearing. She dragged me to court, insisting she be named conservator of my finances, claiming I was unstable, unable to manage money, a risk to myself. The sister who stole everything wanted the rest. So yes, when she shouted, "She's just a homeless veteran," she believed it. She thought she had already won. I didn't respond. I simply handed the judge the folder containing every piece of evidence she never imagined I could, or would, gather. After he ordered the doors locked, her bravado faltered. Face pinched, hands trembling. He called her forward and read line by line, her fraud, forged documents, theft of federal benefits, exploitation of a disabled veteran, her own sister. Mom cried quietly. Dad stared at the floor, as if he could sink into it. My sister whispered, "This isn't real." But every lie she had built unraveled, thread by thread. When he finished, he looked directly at her. "These are felony offenses," he said, "and they will be treated as such." For the first time, she had no words. Cuffed, led out, her eyes never left mine, searching for anger, triumph, regret. But I felt none of that. Only the quiet release of a weight I had carried too long. Outside, the air tasted different. Not victory. Not revenge. Freedom. My family didn't follow me. Maybe they couldn't. Maybe they shouldn't. I walked away alone, steady, unhurried. People say justice is blind. Today, it looked me square in the eyes, and I didn't look away.